Welcome back to our channel, dear viewers. Did you know that the UK government has recently announced a series of changes to its immigration policy? This significant announcement, made by UK Home Secretary James Cleverly, introduces a strategic 5-point plan aimed at reducing net migration. At the heart of this plan is the prohibition of dependence for health and care workers, an increase in the salary threshold for skilled worker visas, and stricter measures to address abuses of the immigration system. This plan also includes a comprehensive review of the list of occupations considered in shortage and changes to the dependence of skilled workers' entry conditions. These new measures are expected to result in approximately 300,000 fewer arrivals compared to the previous year. As we move forward, we'll delve into the intricate details of these new measures and their potential impact. Stay with us as we delve into the details of these new measures. The UK Home Secretary has outlined a comprehensive 5-point plan to address immigration abuses. This plan is a robust response to what has been termed immigration excesses, aiming to achieve the most substantial reduction in net migration to date. The Home Secretary emphasised that these new rules, coupled with restrictions on foreign graduate students bringing family members to the UK, will result in approximately 300,000 fewer arrivals compared to the previous year. The first point in this plan involves restrictions on overseas care workers. The UK will prohibit them from bringing family dependents. Furthermore, care firms in England must be registered with the Care Quality Commission to sponsor visas. The second point sees an increase in the skilled worker visa salary threshold. The minimum salary for these visas will rise from £25,600 to £38,100 from the next spring. This adjustment is designed to encourage investment in training British workers. The third point is a significant change for dependents of skilled workers. They will no longer have automatic entry to the UK. Instead, they must meet the same salary requirements as their partners. This is expected to reduce the influx of family-based migration. The fourth point involves a review of the occupations deemed in shortage. The government will ensure the list's accuracy and prevent misuse by employers. The minimum income for family visas will more than double to £38,700, mirroring the skilled worker salary threshold. Finally, the fifth point is a crackdown on immigration system abuse. Stricter measures will be put in place to address issues such as sham marriages and fraudulent student applications. The goal is to ensure a fair and legitimate process for all. These changes are expected to significantly reduce the number of new arrivals to the UK. However, it remains to be seen how this will impact the country's economic and social landscape. The plan has been met with both praise and criticism, revealing the complexity of the immigration issue. Remember, immigration is not just about numbers, it's about people and their lives. So as we continue to digest these new measures, let's not lose sight of the human aspect of this conversation. Scene script. Let's take a closer look at the key points of this new plan. Firstly, the UK will prohibit overseas care workers from bringing family dependents. This move aims to reduce the number of dependents entering the UK, thereby lowering net migration. Additionally, care firms in England must be registered with the Care Quality Commission to sponsor visas. This requirement ensures that only reputable firms can sponsor overseas care workers, maintaining the integrity of the visa system. Secondly, the minimum salary for skilled worker visas will rise substantially, from £25,600 to £38,100 from next spring. This increase aligns the salary threshold with the median full-time wage for these roles. By increasing the salary threshold, the UK government aims to incentivize businesses to invest more in training British workers, reducing the need for overseas workers. The third key point concerns dependents of skilled workers. Dependents will no longer have automatic entry to the UK. They must meet the same salary requirements as their partners. This change could significantly reduce family-based migration, as fewer dependents meet the increased salary requirements. It's a move that underlines the government's commitment to curbing net migration, but it could also cause distress to families who previously relied on this route for reunification. Fourthly, the government will review the list of occupations deemed in shortage. This review is an important step to ensure the list's accuracy and prevent misuse by employers. Employers will no longer be able to claim a shortage of workers in occupations where there is none, thereby reducing the number of visas issued. In line with the increase in skilled worker visa salary threshold, the minimum income for family visas will more than double to £38,700. Finally, stricter measures will be implemented to address abuses of the immigration system, such as sham marriages and fraudulent student applications. The government aims to ensure a fair and legitimate process by cracking down on these practices. This measure could lead to a significant decrease in fraudulent entries, further reducing net migration. It's clear from these points that the UK government is taking a multi-pronged approach to reducing net migration. By increasing salary thresholds, restricting dependents, and cracking down on immigration abuses, the government hopes to achieve the most substantial reduction in net migration to date. However, these changes are not without controversy. Critics argue that they could impact negatively on businesses, particularly those in the care sector, which relies heavily on overseas workers. They also raise concerns about the potential for increased family separation due to the new rules on dependents. Despite these concerns, the government maintains that the measures are necessary to control immigration and invest more in training British workers. The success of these measures will depend on how effectively they are implemented and whether they achieve their intended outcomes without causing undue hardship. These changes are expected to have a significant impact on the UK's immigration landscape. They represent a decisive shift in the UK's approach to immigration, with a clear focus on reducing net migration. It remains to be seen how these changes will play out in practice and what their long-term effects will be. As with any significant policy change, there has been both criticism and support for these new measures. Shadow Home Secretary Yvette Cooper has been vocal in her disapproval, arguing that the Conservative government lacks a comprehensive approach to the country's needs. She cites perceived failures in immigration policies and the economy as critical areas that need addressing. Cooper emphasizes the need for an all-encompassing plan that seamlessly links the immigration system, training, the economy, and workforce plans. She is not alone in her criticism. Many in the healthcare sector have voiced concerns that the prohibition of dependents for health and care workers could lead to a potential staffing crisis. They argue that the move could deter skilled workers from choosing the UK as their destination, thus exacerbating the existing workforce shortage in the sector. Others worry about the increase in the skilled worker visa salary threshold. They fear it may discourage businesses from recruiting essential overseas workers, potentially leading to a skills gap in certain industries. In response to these criticisms, the government has reiterated its commitment to reducing net migration, while also ensuring the needs of the UK economy are met. They argue that the increased salary threshold will encourage investment in training British workers, creating a more sustainable workforce in the long run. Addressing the concerns around healthcare staffing, the government has assured that the prohibition of dependents does not apply to NHS workers, thereby mitigating potential staffing issues in the health sector. Furthermore, they assert that the new rules will help to prevent misuse of the immigration system by employers and ensure a fair and legitimate process. The government's responses, however, have not quelled all concerns. Critics continue to question the potential impacts of these changes, pointing out that the real effects will only become clear over time. This debate highlights the complex nature of immigration policy and its potential impacts on the UK. As we move forward, it will be crucial to monitor the implementation and effects of these new measures closely, to ensure they are achieving their intended goals without causing undue harm. As we've seen, these new measures represent a significant shift in the UK's approach to immigration. The 5-point plan, with its restrictions on overseas care workers' dependents, increased salary threshold for skilled worker visas, changes to dependents of skilled workers, occupation shortage review and crackdown on immigration system abuse, is a clear attempt to significantly reduce net migration. Yet, the impact of these changes remains to be seen. Critics argue that such stringent measures could hamper businesses in recruiting essential workers, potentially leading to a workforce crisis, particularly in the healthcare sector. On the other hand, proponents of the plan believe it will help in better controlling immigration and ensuring that the system is not abused. In a world that's constantly changing, staying informed is crucial. So for all your UK visa and immigration updates, make sure to keep tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell for continuous updates on UK visas and immigration. Have a great day.